What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Spanish Grand Prix in Season 2 of my F1 2016 mobile career mode. Be sure to go check out the last video if you haven't seen it already. That was the Chinese Grand Prix. As you can see on screen, there was a safety car, there it is, just on the right hand side, and another DNF for Nico Rosberg, who was the championship leader but is no more. And a very controversial something is about to happen just here, where the game tries to make me pit when I don't want to. Look at this. And then in order to get back on the track, I have to go through the gravel, and that potentially cost me a race win as I lost so much time to the other drivers. Anyway, hopefully we won't be seeing anything like that this weekend. So let's jump into the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix.
Welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya here in Spain for what is expected to be a very closely contested race.
Welcome to the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. We're starting P5 after a decent qualifying session, a Mercedes front row lockout, and my teammate Daniel Ricciardo ahead of me in P4. We're starting on the soft tyres. We're going to go for a one-stop strategy today onto the hard compound to ensure we can make it to the end. And now let's get into the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. We all know what happened here in real life. Will we be about to see some more mega drama for the history books? We are underway in Barcelona and it's a great start. We're already ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and side by side with Sebastian Vettel. We're heading down into turn 1. This could get very, very interesting. I've got lots of room on the outside. Late braking on Vettel. I'm going to try go at the middle of the Mercedes. Hamilton out wide. We're going to go around the outside and into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Wow, that is by far my best start on this game ever. And suddenly Max Verstappen is into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. And we all know what happens next. Well, I tell you what, this is going to be very difficult to maintain though. We can't get too carried away with ourselves because we all know how strong the A are at this track, how good you need to be, how consistently quick you need to be in order to keep them behind you. This is going to be a huge task, but for the first couple of laps I'm expecting to be okay. And now we're cutting all the way to lap 6. Yes, nothing else happened in the first stint, and I'm going to make my pit stop now. I've got about a 4-second lead ahead of the two Mercedes, so I'm just sort of measuring the gap there, and I've no idea what happened there, but my throttle pedal sort of unstuck itself. So that was very strange. Anyway, into the pit lane we come for our sole scheduled stop onto the hard compound tyres. We've just been consistently bridging the gap to the two Mercedes, which is very important. 2.1 seconds, a great stop from the boys, and we're going to exit the pit lane in P6. It's looking like there goes Marcus Ericsson up the inside. The auto cue from the pit lane obviously slowing you down, which is very annoying, but it's turn 1 and it's P7, so there's a couple of cars in front of me who are still yet to pit, but hopefully we can go for an undercut on the Mercedes and now obviously aim to get to the end of the Grand Prix. This race is going to be very, very interesting, and also this was actually physically one of the toughest races I've ever done. I mean, I say that because I'm not really moving at all, but it was just the fact that, it was just a hard consistency, lap after lap after lap. I was really almost sweating at some points, just deep in the concentration zone. And now we cut onto lap number 9. On the previous lap, none of the Mercedes were in the pit lane, but here we go. This is Lewis Hamilton on the pit exit into turn 1, late braking. He swerves across, but we just done enough to remain ahead of the Mercedes. I said it was going to be difficult to get the undercut successfully, but we've managed it. Lewis Hamilton though is much, much closer to me than he was before the pit stops. He was behind his teammate Nico Rosberg, who forced him out wide at turn 1, of course, when we went up the middle of both of them. But now we're going to have to see if we can keep this guy behind us, which is going to be very difficult, because don't forget, the Mercedes is still a very, very quick car. It's still by far the best car in this game, so this is going to be very, very tough. We've got Kvyat up ahead in P2. He's not pitted yet. However, now we move on to lap number 10. Kvyat Kvyat is into the pit lane, and that was Nico Rosberg, if you saw on the mini-map, leaving the pit exit. It's going to be tight between the two Mercedes. Hamilton has jumped Rosberg, so that's very, very interesting, particularly for the championship. The German who clinched pole has been jumped by his British teammate. However, we take back P1 on the road, and we've now got 7 laps to defend from the two Mercedes cars. On to lap number 12. This is going to be so tight. You can see they're still right there. I'm trying to back them up, see if I can pull away, but Hamilton is still right on the same pace as me. He's still right on my gearbox. He's more or less, there we go, through sector 1. What's the gap? 1.7. So he's still there. I cannot afford to make any mistakes in this Grand Prix whatsoever. Into the middle sector we go. I've still got 5 laps to try and defend, but now we're encountering some lap traffic of Esteban Gutierrez. This is going to be very interesting into the tricky part of the track.
I got his Haskell, please get out of the way. Get up to Michael. Yeah, we are on it.
Thought that radio would be appropriate there, but anyway, Gutierrez was an absolute nuisance. Look, he's trying to re-overtake me. He was just getting in my way and he refused to move out of the way, so I was trying to go round him, but as we know already from previous experiences, blue flags on this game is just so broken. The AI just do not move out of your way in the lap cars. They start racing you and almost blocking you off. There we go, that's a little wide moment from me. However, in a way, the fact that Gutierrez got in my way there might help me, because he might be able to hinder the Mercedes a bit and keep them at bay for a little while longer. We're into the final few laps of this Grand Prix, and I'm still managing to stay ahead of the Mercedes. This has been a fantastic drive under pressure. This is now Jenson Button in the McLaren Honda. We're catching up to him on the second back straight. We're keeping it flat through turn 9. Thankfully, the Mercedes have gone sort of off-site on the mini-map. 3.1 is the gap now to Hamilton, so it looks like the lap car of Gutierrez has really helped me out here. Jenson, please get out the way. There we go. That didn't cause me many problems at all, which is nice to see. So we've managed to navigate the McLaren quite easily. And now we move on to the penultimate lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm still here. I'm still absolutely sweating my arse off. Oh, this race was very tough for me in terms of keeping at a consistent pace, trying to keep the Mercedes behind. I don't know how tough the AI are in Spain for you and your game, but for me personally, they're just so good around this track, and this was just such a high pressure drive. This was the toughest race I've ever done in order to keep at a consistent pace across any game. This was so difficult. It was challenging, not because of the overtakes I've had to make, but it was just to keep the Mercedes behind. It was just a very high pressure drive, and now you have to realise, you know, what Max Verstappen really must have gone through in that real life race in 2016, you know, under the pressure from the Ferraris. Anyway, into the last corner, and we're about to start the final lap now of the Spanish Grand Prix, the final tour of the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, and we're heading down towards turn 1. The gap is 2.3 seconds. This is a lap car coming out of the pit lane. That's Gutierrez again. Thankfully, we have absolutely no issues with the Mexican this time, and we managed to swoop straight past him into turn 1. But heading round towards the middle sector, it looks as if the Haas might have again impeded the path of the two Mercedes. Hamilton and Rosberg are still very close, but as it stands, Hamilton is going to finish second and Rosberg third. Heading through the first sector, the gap is still there. We're still at around 2.5 seconds, so it looks like we're going to do it. This is Carlos Sainz. What's he going to do? Is he going to be a good boy and get out of the way? No, he's not. Is he going to do it? Well, it looks like he is. But now what the hell? No, Sainz is not getting off the racing line. The AI being stubborn as ever. Sainz, get out the way. Carlito, please. What the hell are you doing? He's still overtaking me. He's racing me. Could this be costing me the win? In the end, I have to send it down the inside at turn 10. I've gone a little bit wide there. Sainz re-overtakes me. What the hell is he doing? He's just stupid. But again, we've said blue flags are broken. I'm just going to have to aggressively cut him off. But it doesn't matter anymore. We can forget about that. Taking it easy through the final chicane. This is history. Max Verstappen, the youngest ever winner in Formula 1. We're going to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Our first race of the season. And look, we've got an achievement. We have won the Spanish Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen is a race winner in Formula 1. Oh my god. That one is very sweet. We were denied victory in China, but there you go. We've won the Spanish Grand Prix. But look, my teammate Ricardo, P13, he's nowhere. Daniel Ricciardo is really having a mare of a season. He's not scored points in any of the first 3 races. Vettel has only scored 1 point. Meanwhile for us, we come within 6 points of Hamilton in the championship. Rosberg still 21 points adrift, but holding 3rd place for the time being. The Force India is both looking very strong in 5th and 6th for the time being. Moving on to the constructors, we're comfortable 2nd ahead of Force India. However, Mercedes are clear out front and we're expecting them to win the constructors. However, if we can finish 2nd, I will very much take that. Wow, what a race. I was not expecting to win. At this circuit, I thought we might get a couple of wins this season, but certainly not here. And especially after that, well, ridiculous start, you know, totally unorchestrated. We just had a fantastic start, really. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. Please be sure to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you for 300 subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. Both links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.
Unbelievable, Max. Unbelievable. Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Christian.